Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the I Don't Get It podcast. You don't know, but we haven't been sitting around this table for like the past 3 weeks because we've pre-recorded everything so much in advance because we were all away on, for me, it was like a vacation-ish. There was some work mixed in, but I went to Jared's sister's wedding. Then we did wedding venue shopping ourselves. Then we went to New York. Then I went to Virginia. Then we went on a joint family cruise. And all this time, I have no idea what Naz has done in 2.5 weeks. And it's actually kind of great because we have wonderful chatty podcast material where you're going to hear us just actually catch up.
I can't wait to hear about this cruise. But before we get to it, Lauren, you said you had I Don't Get It.
Okay.
Also, I really fucking missed you guys.
I miss you, Naz.
I hate hanging out with other people. It's really hard.
I know.
You know, you have to be like the best version of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
really
like being
hard
the
to
best
do
version
that.
of myself.
I'm like not, I don't even have a best version of myself anymore because, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like when you're not around your friends, it's mainly like navigating egos and like, you know what I mean?
It all is.
Yeah. Anyways, Lauren, what are your I Don't Get It?
Okay, my I don't get it. I wrote down on my phone last night. My dad and I were eating Food Paradise. We were watching Food Paradise, and there was a pizza episode, and everyone was folding their pizza during this episode.
I don't understand that at all.
I'm a pizza folder. You know
But
this.
why?
But not with certain pizza. Like Domino's, you're not going to fold, right? Because it's like a lot of bread. But the big flat slices, like the New York slices.
You're just cutting your bites in half.
That's what I'm saying. It's cutting your enjoyment in half.
No, but you're getting more of a cheesier, breadier, greasier bite.
Then just take a
you fold
larger
it.
bite to the triangle.
I don't know. I just feel like the pizza's going by really fast. If you have a whole pie to yourself, sure, fold it. But if you are like sparingly, I'm just going to get one slice, then definitely eat it bite by bite.
Lauren, when have we ever fucking gotten one slice?
I don't know.
We always have a
Skinny
whole pie.
bitches out there.
I don't know. I mean, then I feel like it gets even drippier because then all the cheese is like squeezing
Some
together.
people really
and
like
creating
the oil.
drip. Oh, really?
I think.
See, for me,
I love the grease.
if hands are getting dirty in the process, that takes away from the enjoyment of whatever food it is. Like if it's a greasy burger, even though it's delicious, the experience isn't as satisfying if I have oil all over my hands.
100%. If it's falling
Right.
apart, then you don't.
Yeah.
You want to just get through it without it falling
Yes.
completely apart, and then you don't remember to enjoy it.
That's why we like Shake Shack so
Yeah.
much because it's so clean. Nothing's ever dripped out of it.
100%. It's not as messy as In-N-Out.
Yeah.
I love that theory. I think you're right. But I'm going to try eating a pizza by not folding it and see if I like it as much. I think I'm just too much of a fat ass deep down where I'm like, I want all of this right now. Oh my God. I want the biggest bite right now. Yeah. I've always tacoed my pizza.
I feel like a lot of people will try to be authentic New York seeming
And,
by
like,
folding their
I
pizza,
agree.
even though that's not truly them.
Is that an authentic NYC thing?
Yeah, that's totally a New York City
I'm just
thing.
going to fold this and walk down the street without like thinking about it.
Yeah.
Well, because you need your other hand for the cannoli, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like so annoying when you see like business women, like they're like on the phone
Oh.
and they have like their piece of pizza rolled up, and you're like, come on,
Like,
cut me a
just sit
break.
down and enjoy the fucking
Yeah,
pizza.
Yeah. If
But
you're like folding your pizza because you like need to multitask,
Then eat a salad.
Then eat a exactly. Drink a green drink.
Yeah.
You're not
Exactly.
going to sit and savor.
But that's such a New York thing, you know,
know?
to like walk and have like
yeah,
a
I
sandwich.
know.
in your
That's
hand.
what I'm saying. Like people, I don't know. If you're really like that, then fine, fucking go for it.
Lauren, if we had a clothing line, one of our graphic tees would be sit and savor.
We sit and savor.
That is such a good
Yes.
line. Someone please hashtag that. It's so true though. Like food tastes so much better. A, when it's free, and B, when you're sitting down and you can smell it and you get your stomach ready to digest and excited for it. Not when you like, I have to shove this shit in my mouth.
Right, like
for
my
a
mom will
phone
sit
call
down
at
on
3.
the couch with the dogs attacking
I
her,
don't
trying to get a
understand.
bite, and she's like holding the plate up in the air while like feeding herself. I'm like, sit down at a table,
Yeah.
you know, like enjoy it. She doesn't even realize she's eating because she's just trying to get it before the dogs get it.
It's the way my mom eats. It's a whole other. I don't get it. But that's it. Yeah.
Eating standing up sucks.
My second, I don't get it, which is so random, but I was watching something on like Discovery the other day, and this guy was a beekeeper. And I just remember growing up thinking beekeeper was like, it was like, you're a doctor, you're a teacher, or you're a beekeeper. It was such such like a standard job you could possibly have when you're younger. Do you remember that?
Go ahead, Ash.
Oh, I was going to say, I think for you, that came from the Mary-Kate and Ashley, the first Mr. Detective Agency. The Ashley Olsen Detective
Oh, with their
Agency.
dog.
Because it was scary. Because remember, it was out in that beekeeper house.
Yes.
And then like they thought it was a ghost, but it was really a beekeeper.
Yes.
I think that's why you thought
But
it was
always
a
like
career.
in school,
Well,
it was
is
like
a
the
career,
beekeeper. I'm like, why are we so obsessed with these beekeepers in school? But then you completely forget about them.
Yeah, it's so funny you bring that up because I was reading an article about how so basically Albert Einstein said when the last bee dies, like we as like human civilization aren't taking care of our bees and they actually help the world go around.
Wow.
And Gergie's excited about it. They actually help the world go round, and basically, like the beehive community, Lauren, is freaking out because our generation doesn't want to be beekeepers. So they're going out of their way to make urban beekeeping a thing. So now there's rooftops in New York City, like this massive city, and they're trying to make like urban beekeeping a thing, and they pay amazingly, obviously.
Shit.
No
Because
way. Lauren, this
amazingly.
could
Bees.
ironically be your calling.
I just thought that when you brought it up, I looked at you and I was like, you would look so good in a hazmat bee too. You'd be like Monsters Inc. chic.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, that's actually very interesting information.
I can
Naz.
see you like catering to the bees. You'd be like, come little bees.
You have to like gas them and then
with
cut up their
me.
combs and I don't know.
You'd be like the bee lady. Yeah, because honeycomb's mad expensive. I don't know why I know that random useless bit of
That's
information,
so funny.
but I read that. It was like a BuzzFeed article or something I read.
Well, those are my 2 out of gets for the week.
Lauren, just speaking of, you growing up, I don't know. You just celebrated your 13th birthday.
Guys, it was just Lauren's 28th
20th
birthday.
And I got her a pretty cool gift, to my own horn. Lauren, tell everyone about it.
Ashley got me.
Wait, is this your I don't get it?
No, there's no I don't get it. I'm just talking right now.
Oh, okay, cool. My I don't get it is coming later.
Yeah, I got an I don't get it too.
Okay. Ashley got. Damn it, Gergie! Gergie! So again, for my birthday, Ashley got me the haunted hotel room at the Hotel Coronado in San Diego. So I will be in 1 week's time waking up to a dead woman at the foot of my bed.
Lauren's ultimate dream in life.
Or fucking brushing her hair. Remember when we talked to that Mystic Michaela lady and you unveiled the fact that like they like come and wake you
they
up and
push
like
me. Yeah.
push you and like stroke your hair at night?
Yeah.
I'm scared
They
for you,
stroke
Lauren.
your hair.
No, they don't stroke my hair. They'll like whisper in my ear or
I do
push me.
feel like
That's
because
scary.
you are so open to the ghost, she may be very communicative with you.
I mean, there's going to be equipment on every corner of that room.
So let's explain a little bit further. So we stayed at the Hotel de Coronado a couple years ago, and we heard all about the haunted ghosts. It's like it's not just like, oh, it's haunted, isn't it? It's like, no, like this hotel is like now known for its ghosts because she's that prevalent. So I call yesterday. It was the most awkward phone call of all of life. I'm like, hi, I was hoping to get a reservation on the 29th in. Should I say the 29th?
Whatever.
Hi, I was wondering if I can get a reservation in the haunted wing. And then, like, it's owned by a Hilton. So they're like, oh, we can't. I have to call the actual hotel now to see what this haunted wing is you speak of. So she goes, she gets the detail, and they're like, okay, well, we've written notes as to, like, which rooms and wings are, like, the most haunted, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, yeah, like, anything in the haunted wing works for me. So then the hotel calls me about half an hour later, and they're like, hi, we heard that you were interested in the haunted wing. I have the actual room that the dead girl stayed in.
Wait, so what? Why is it haunted?
There's
Who
this girl,
died there?
Kate, who went. She like had a mental breakdown of some kind. She went there. I think her boyfriend, her husband,
and her
may-
seemed to have been on a break, and then she was waiting for a fellow to join her over Thanksgiving.
Oh shit!
In the
the fellow
1880s or something.
never came. Her husband never, whatever. They never reconciled, and she threw herself down the staircase.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because he didn't come. You know, I love staircase murders.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So anyway,
Isn't that crazy? You can fucking
act
die
of
falling
love.
down a
I know.
staircase.
And there
she
was-
did.
What
Yeah,
kind
I
of
know, that is
bullshit is
wacky.
that?
That is wacky.
I
to
want
me.
to for one story home.
I
now.
know, right? Like I just want to crack my neck a little bit and just lay there until I stop breathing. But Lord. But there also was stories that she went there to have an abortion because she had some pills with her that were like abortion pills or something. So maybe she threw herself down the stairs for another reason and actually died.
Anyway, now Lauren is going to stay in the room that she stayed in during her stay.
Yay!
During her visit in 1880.
Hopefully we'll still be a 3-person podcast in the next coming
Or
weeks.
you may have a demon of Kate.
Well, Jared and I
That
want
was
to make
such a good
sure
House of Bunny impersonation.
that you don't bring the Ouija board.
I'm not ridiculously stupid.
That's for like touristy haunted people.
No, if you guys didn't know, Ouija boards are a little bit different. They bring in demons. They're not ghosts.
Actually,
I know.
I'm just letting people know
Okay.
out there. So now that I'm 30 and old, I've really noticed a lot of changes in my body. I don't know if it's a mental thing, but I just feel exhausted all the time. I feel like I can't digest the way I used to. So I thought it's time to actually start taking a daily vitamin to help me out with all those things. So I've been using Ritual. It's a vegan, sugar-free, non-GMO, gluten-free, and allergen-free vitamin. And it bypasses the stomach to help prevent nausea because it's a delayed release capsule. This is so huge for me because I used to not take vitamins because I used to get so nauseous from them. I was like, I can't do that every day. I can't just wait around and for have a whole loaf of bread to prevent the stomach ache. Now with Ritual, I don't have to have
They
that.
also don't smell bad because they're mint scented in an in-bottle tab enriched with pure peppermint oil. So it doesn't have that gross fishy smell or like where you're burping up your vitamins later. It doesn't smell bad.
Ew, 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 ew. It's made in the USA without synthetic fillers or colorants. And it's a patent-pending technology in formulation. This is like a truly special vitamin. And a lot of it is designed for women specifically in mind.
It's subscription-based, so you have no gap in your nutrient levels. It's $30 a month and delivered to your door. Buying the omega-3 yourself is the cost of a Ritual bottle.
Which is actually insane. Yeah. If you were to go and buy an omega-3 at your vitamin store,
That would be you're only getting omega.
Yeah.
And with Ritual, you're getting a whole bunch of different ones for the same price.
and ever since I've started using them, I have noticed a little bit of a difference in my energy levels and my digestion. Everything just seems to be running a little bit better. 95% of women do not get the vitamins and minerals that they need on a daily basis, and Ritual created a smarter vitamin with the 9 essential ingredients that women lack the most. This is for you guys, and I'm sorry to our few guy listeners out there. Ritual is for you women, so go to ritual.com/getit, GETIT, and choose clean ingredients backed by science. Sign up today at ritual.com/getit.
Wait, can I hear about this cruise now? Because I'm dying to hear how the fucking cruise went.
Well, the cruise went really great. I mean,
How long did you guys go? So
it was only 4 days.
family met Jared's family for the first time ever?
Clarify. Lauren has met his parents. Lauren's met his sister. Jared has obviously
Met me.
Shannon.
Everybody's
met.
your parents and his parents.
Yeah, but everybody has met multiple times
Except
but
for
our
mom and dad.
parents
Right,
have not met each other. There's a little bit of confusion around the Instagram that I posted.
Okay.
So our parents had never met and they got along just splendidly.
My mom has been talking about Nancy all week.
My mom is obsessed with Nancy. She's also obsessed with Fred.
Yeah.
I can only hope that they like mom and dad as much as my mom. She cannot stop talking about them. She goes, you don't know how lucky you are to have in-laws like this.
Yep.
Do you know how long I had to wait to win Bubby over? It took me 35 years and you just have the most wonderful issues. Cannot stop.
I mean,
their praises.
honestly, that just sparked my mind that we should do an in-laws podcast because I bet some
my
in-laws
God, they
have
should just
ruined
talk.
some fucking marriages.
Oh, there's that. Or we could just have the 4 of them come on and talk.
Yeah, no,
God.
totally. But okay, so that went
You're
amazing.
right, you're
I want to
right.
meet Nancy and Fred. I've heard so much about
They're
them.
truly the cutest people you'll ever meet.
And then Lauren Jack went,
Jack
right?
went.
So
It
how was that?
It was so fun. He didn't know that.
He'd never been on a cruise
He never
before.
been on a cruise before. He didn't know that all the food was inclusive. So he's
No
when we go
way.
to the buffet, where do we swipe a card? Is college? And I'm like, no, you go up there and take as much as you want again and again and again. And he gained a few pounds. He looks adorable. And
okay,
the
what?
Gained a
farts
few
in our cabin were real.
the last day of the cruise, he ate so much. He ate 2 entrees at
he
dinner.
threw up.
He threw up.
Yeah.
His stomach
he was
said,
so excited
my
at all
stomach
the
said, I
food."
can't expand.
Did you guys did Royal Caribbean, right?
Yes.
Are they the ones that have that pizza bar that's open
Yes.
24/7?
Yes, ma'am.
That
That
shit
is
is
the
so
one.
clutch.
Yes.
And all the parents were good with the Jacks of the world.
Jack had a great moment.
Jack shined at karaoke, obviously. So he
got up there. He's like,
Sweet Home
1,
Alabama.
2, 3,
he was like,
hit
everyone,
it.
let's go. And it's like, he's quiet and like shy when it comes to like a big table of people.
Right.
And everyone's like, we're going to do karaoke? Okay, let's go to karaoke. We go to karaoke. He's the first one to sign up. He gets up there and everyone's just like, what? This guy can actually sing. And everyone was like cheering for like the rest of the trip.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But when it was karaoke round 2, he got the hiccups because he ate too much and then threw up. But not because he was nervous, because he was full.
Yeah.
But do you guys have your own room, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, all the couples. There was no
Amazing.
random wheels. There was just
I
10
wasn't a
wheels,
random wheel.
and then there were 5 sets of wheels.
I have to ask this. Did you make Jared paint you like one of his French girls?
Oh, no. But wait till you see what we did do.
Recreate Titanic.
Yes.
We
scenes.
recreated a Titanic scene that I've
Amazing.
obviously, of course, always wanted to do.
Right.
But he did it, like, he's my soulmate because he said, let's just not tape it from one angle. Let's tape it from 3 angles.
So like cut it together.
and cut it together. And I'm like, wow.
Lauren, did you shoot this?
I shot one of
my
the
dad
angles.
did. My dad did.
Oh, that's so cute.
He's just a little schmoo. I mean, like, that is the ultimate compatibility test.
Can I just say one thing? Jack and I assumed we would buy condoms on the cruise ship, but they don't sell condoms on the
What?
cruise.
What is it? A baby making bus?
I was like, Jack was like, maybe they
fuck?
don't sell condoms, so you remember the time where you had to make this baby,
They
and then you
said
come
if you
back.
went to the doctor's office.
We went to the doctor's office.
You
They
did?
don't have condoms there.
No.
They want us to get pregnant.
No way.
It was so crazy. The guy at like the convenience store goes, "Be careful, I guess."
No way.
Yeah.
That's like fantasy suites used to not have condoms. They do now.
What?
In Courtney Robertson's book, she said that her
No.
fantasy suite didn't have any condoms in it.
well,
He hid them then.
I'm sorry. As long as I worked on that show,
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah, no,
had a
totally.
condom. That's crazy.
No,
Why
I
would
know.
they want like more drama to get pregnant or something?
no, I have no idea. I never experienced this. I'm just saying that's what Courtney said.
You know what
Well,
I
that's
think of when I think of cruises? It's funny when you said condom. It sparked my memory that I'm always like, what if someone like gives birth on a cruise and they're like, "Where were you born?" And you're like, "In the ocean."
Like,
Like,
you're not
what is
allowed
your?
to do that, but
But what if
Well,
you
like,
did? Like, what's your
premature.
birthplace?
There's a hospital, or not a hospital in the basement. There's an infirmary in the basement. So like,
But what's your birthplace?
Your
Like the
birthplace
Royal
is-
Caribbean Ecstasy?
Oh my
What is your
God.
fucking birthplace?
the Royal Caribbean Ecstasy.
Like, I want to know.
your birthplace is literally the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, but I'm sure babies are born on boats in that case. I don't think cruise ships, so maybe like
On your birth certificate, Mariner of the Seas.
Yeah, guys,
That's
babies
amazing.
have definitely been
Or
born on
that's-
cruise ships.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Did you guys?
Dude.
Okay, I showed Lauren this. I didn't show her, but there was this viral video last week going around of this woman delivering her 5th child in the front seat of the car because she wouldn't make it to. She didn't make it to the hospital. But I was so highly disturbed by it.
Why?
But I'm not really sure why.
Because you were scared that she didn't have like doctors around in case something went wrong.
No, it
It was
was
because she was. I didn't
she
even
had
see
a
it
kid in the
because she was
back seat
screaming
staring
in front
at
of
her.
her other baby.
Oh, you
'Cause-
thought the other kids would
so-
be traumatized?
So she was facing her other child while delivering. Like she was in a doggy style position and delivering with her face facing her like 3-year-old.
I mean, those kids are just going to grow up fast. They probably don't, when you're like that little, you don't think things are weird like how we do as adults. We're like, whoa, that's crazy. They probably don't even know what it is. They probably think it's normal. Right?
No, just like she's totally butt ass naked.
Well, duh.
But she didn't like at least put a baggy t-shirt on.
What? What does it matter?
I know I'm gonna get so much shit for this, but like it makes me feel very uncomfortable to see a totally butt
I guess you're
ass
thinking that
naked
if you saw
woman.
mom giving birth fully naked, you'd flip
And
out.
if she was like this, and I know this is horrible because I know that Jade did it on her elbows, you know, and I think that's like a really great position.
I would
I'll
do that,
probably
yeah.
request that.
Yeah.
But there's something about the car, if you were in the, standard birthing position, that would be a little bit less traumatic looking than a full ass naked woman screaming into the face of her child.
Okay, well, I gotta see this video.
I just feel like the
Should
last
we
thing,
press pause and see this video?
No, the last thing you're worried about when you're having a kid is what you look like. I'm
Right.
sure the pain, I mean, I wouldn't know, but I'm sure the pain is so. Remember when we had Christina on the podcast? You're not thinking like, oh, I'm naked.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
First of all, I wouldn't want any
Yeah, that's
fucking clothes
true.
on me. I'm always hot. You know
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I have to be
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
66 or
I know.
68 degrees
It also
at all
could have
times.
been like the way the father was talking, like the husband was talking. He's like, "Oh man, oh man," and I'm like,
okay,
oh,
maybe
God.
because the guy was filming when he probably should have
he
been
was also
helping.
filming. Well, I don't know. He like knew he was going to create a viral video from
Right.
his wife's birth.
Way to go, business.
Damn.
All right, Naz, you have a lot to inform us on. I haven't gotten your full emotions about a lot of scenarios that went down over the past couple weeks. But first, let's end it on a light note. I don't get the Mile High Club.
I think I've talked about this. Remember we did this?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys. My mic just fucking fell. Remember we did this on my Insta story? We were all three
Yeah,
of us were on
yeah,
the
no,
couch
I
and you're
know
like,
this.
if you had sex
You're
on a
a
plane, you're
liar.
a fucking liar.
Yeah, but we never talked about it on the podcast. And I thought it was a perfect podcast topic because why you want to do that?
It makes no sense to me.
I believe that you can do it, but I think that I would have a panic attack from claustrophobia.
Well, then just get out of the fucking bathroom.
No, I mean, but who? I can barely fit my own body in there, and I am a 135-pound woman. So
The reason why I think people are lying is because I'm someone who likes to have sex in random places. I get a thrill out of it. I look for it over the guy. This is something that I genuinely like to do as a person. And I don't want to because to me, because you're not even going to have sex. It doesn't make sense. Like you're not.
No one's gonna get
You're not
off,
going to
really.
finish. Exactly. Yeah. How in that space? Yes. And everyone's just say, well, I did it once. Yeah. Well, if you're on a fucking Emirates flight and the fucking bathroom has like 2 sinks and a
sure.
bidet, then
Yeah.
yes, I understand. But the average regular economy bathroom does not have enough room or warrant space to have sex.
It's literally the movie Just Married. They portrayed that very accurately. Do you remember that?
yeah, I do vaguely remember that. But how do you even fit two human adults in there?
I know because Gergie and I went to the bathroom today on the airplane.
Ew, that grosses me out.
We couldn't.
You're talking about the pregnancy
Ew.
thing. I'm thinking of poor Gergie.
I
Wait,
literally had to bring him to the bathroom.
have you guys seen Elder Millennial on Netflix by Eliza?
Yeah, the first
No.
half.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So funny.
well, you missed the fucking
No,
best
yeah.
joke about. We got to watch it after this.
Okay.
I won't give it away, guys, because Lauren and Ashley haven't watched it yet. But the joke is about dogs, and it's fucking hilarious. And we'll talk about it on the next podcast.
Okay, but yeah, I brought Ethel in there with me once, and I'm like, all right, Ethel, let's do this together.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's a 20-pound dog.
I know.
These poor dogs, they don't even know. They're just sitting in a little cabin of shit next to you.
They have
go through
no
so
control
much.
over where they go or what happens to them. It's so sad.
All right, I really feel like I've been adulting lately because I've been investing my money in one of the coolest apps that I found for investing is Robinhood. It's an investing app that allows you to buy and sell stocks, FETSs, options, and cryptos. Cryptos are very modern. All commission free, and they strive to make financial services work for everyone, not just the wealthy. It's a
Hence the name Robin Hood.
That's right. It's a non-intimidating way for stock market newcomers to invest for the first time with confidence. So it's really cool. It's, like we said, no commission fees. Other brokerages can charge up to $10 for every trade, but Robinhood, hence the name.
Yes.
It's very, very creative. Doesn't charge any commission fees, and you can trade stocks and keep all your profits. It's like
Amazing. I don't know how they
I don't
do
know
it.
how they do that either. Like, how is Robinhood making their money? But maybe they're just like really charitable.
Maybe, but thank you, Robin Hood.
It's an easy design so you can understand all the charts and the market data. I am such a newbie to all this stuff. I really need them to like give me a step-by-step
Visual
guide.
representation of what you're doing.
And they do a really good job. So you can place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. And because like I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are newbies like us, you learn by doing it. Like you're learning how to invest as you build your portfolio, you're discovering new stocks, and you track your favorite companies with personalized news feeds. Like I will look at certain makeup brands, or I'll look at Allergan, which does, Juvederm and Botox. And I look at companies that I'm actually interested in. Plus, you get custom notifications for price movements, so you never miss the right moment to invest. Like little ding, 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 you should invest now.
So Robinhood is giving listeners a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help build your portfolio. Sign up at getit.robinhood.com. That's getit.robinhood.com.
Make your money.
Try it, guys. You get a free stock in Apple, Ford, or Sprint. Come on,
that's
do it.
crazy.
All right, check it out.
Okay, so I got to get through this story that I felt the need to share with you guys because I also haven't really spoken to Ashley or Lauren about it in person, but Lauren's been through it with me. But you guys have heard me talk about this guy that's broken my heart before, and he's basically the only guy I ever loved, and I was dating him.
But he's not her big.
He's not my big.
Which is always a little confusing to me, but...
Okay, so I have a big, and I actually stopped talking to big in May because I decided I need to focus on my career, and I want to date other people, and I need to move forward and start dating people that, like, want to be in a relationship, right? Because that's what I want.
Right.
So big and I haven't really spoken. His sister and I are still close, which complicates things, but that's another story for another podcast. So I haven't really been dating that much this summer. I've really haven't put a lot of time and effort towards it. When I was dating this guy back in 2016, right before we started the podcast, I had just left The Bachelor and I really wanted to find someone, and I fell in love with this person, and he had a toothbrush at my house. And the reason why I liked him so much was because I was no one had ever really reciprocated their feelings to me. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I just need to paint somewhat of the picture so the story makes sense. So I met his parents on their anniversary. I loved his dad. I thought he was so cool. And I basically thought this guy was going to be my boyfriend. And on our first date, we went to this restaurant called Blair's in Silver Lake. It's this Italian hole in the wall. And I took him after the date to Chandelier Tree, which you guys all as podcast listeners know that I love this tree because I talked about how I wanted to write a children's book about this tree. Yep. Remember our New Year's resolutions? Yep. This is the tree that it's basically this guy, people donate chandeliers and he puts them up in this tree. Anyways, I fucking love this tree. It's my tree. We had dessert under it. I go to it all the time. So we had our first date there. And then one time on a date, there's this guy that was an agent of mine who really isn't my agent anymore. He met us for dinner one night. And that'll be relevant in the story later as well. But I haven't spoken to that person in 2 years. So fast forward, I think he's going to be my boyfriend. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be your boyfriend. We end up, I had to go shoot the twin show for 2 weeks, and I come back, and then he totally blindsides me, and he's like, I'm not ready to do this. And basically, I went through all the breakup anxiety and depression where I had nightmares, I couldn't sleep. It was that overall theme where I always think I'm not good enough, and I thought this person was going to be my boyfriend. And I left his car crying and basically said, well, I think I love you. And to this day,
that was the last word.
To this day, those are the last words we've ever exchanged ever. I had ran into him in an elevator 3 months after that, and we didn't really talk. He was like, oh, we should catch up one time, and then we never did. So this wound has been very much open for me and very much a motivating factor in the support group Heartbroken Anonymous, because I am the type of person that craves human connection and closure, and I just can't believe that another human being that I gave my heart and soul to wouldn't even guys, I looked at my phone every day thinking oh, he's going to call me today and at least say I'm sorry
as well. There's no way that somebody's going to leave you hanging with the words, I think I'm in love with you.
And I just don't understand. I think this whole time I've been waiting for him to call and say, you did mean something to me. I'm sorry. And I get envious of people that do go through breakups and that they hear from someone later on because I'm always damn, well, at least they know that they meant something, or that they're thinking about them. So I've always thought this person didn't care about me. So fast forward to a couple of weeks ago. I've been over it. This happened last February. I've moved on and got involved with Big again. But now I'm alone. And I invite a couple of my friends to come to a Dodgers game to watch me host from work. And so they were like, yeah, we're available. So they get tickets to the game. And I'm about to start hosting the game. But I go up in the stands to go say hi to them. And so I say hi to them. And then there's this couple sitting next to them. And they overheard that I worked at Dodger Stadium. I didn't tell this to you, Ashley. So they're like, oh, you work here? And I start talking to this lovely couple. They're amazing. They're so nice. They're so cute. I talked to them for 5 minutes and they're like, oh, it's so cool you work here. And then I see that there's 3 empty seats next to them. And then I see a man that I recognize, and it's this guy's dad. And my heart drops because in my head, I'm like, well, this guy that broke my heart is not too far away, right? Because these 2 empty seats, he's got to be somewhere. So I go up, I say hi to his dad, I talk to him, and my heart's beating really fast. And basically,
he remembered you?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And I loved his dad, and I knew he was visiting out of town. And this was over Labor Day weekend, and basically he's like, well, don't go. So-and-so will be right back. And I was like, no, I have to go. Like,
I gotta go more than ever. Go even more.
I was like, I work here. And he's like, oh, you work here? And I was like, yeah. And so I leave and I run upstairs because I'm so scared that he's going to be like walking down the stands. And I start crying and shaking and my heart starts beating. And I even thought it was so weird, Ashley, because I was like, I'm so over this. Like, I haven't thought about this person in like over a year now, you know, not a year, but like, you know, it's just, he hasn't been at the tip of my tongue or the top of my head at all. And long story short, I was like so nervous to go on camera and be on the Jumbotron because I knew he was going to see me. But eventually I got through it.
It's like the worst case scenario.
Because you're already, you like already get a little nervous because you have to talk in front of so many thousands of people.
Exactly.
And then you're like,
the
wow,
one person that you care about seeing you is
the one person, like the whole world that you're going to be conscious.
Yeah. Right.
While, talking.
And he knew that I worked there. Like I was auditioning when we were dating. Anyways, so I make it through the game. I'm fine. And then my friends text me and they're like, he saw you on the Jumbotron and then him and his family just left. So you can come back up. So I went back up and they were like, he obviously saw you, blah, blah, blah. And so that whole weekend, I'm like kind of angry. I go to Orange County with my friend whose mom lives in Orange County. And this woman was staying with her that's like a tarot card reader. And this woman's like, pick a card, any card. And I was like, okay. And she had like 10 decks, Ashley. I'm not even kidding.
And I thought that she went somewhere. Lauren like was telling me the story.
No.
I was like, she went to someone? She hates that.
No. I hate it. So this lady was just like, pick one. So I pick all these cards and it's like breakthrough and healness and this like heart with 3 swords in it and anger. And she's like, you're gonna have a breakthrough really soon about something. But she was like reading the back of the card. And guys, I was trying so hard not to laugh because I was like, this is the biggest bullshit I've ever seen. Like, don't call yourself you're just a reading. Legitimate tarot card reader. You're reading the back of it. Don't think anything of it. Mm-hmm. So then I see that he watches my Instagram story of me at the game. And I'm like, this person is a psychopath to like have been through all this stuff with me, to know that I spoke to his father, to have been to the game, to know that I was like in the same row and to not say anything. Like, I was just so angry. So 4 days later at work, I get a text from the agent that I haven't spoken to in 2 years that met him one time at dinner. And the text message is a screenshot of this guy and a girl, and she's holding her hand up, and she has an engagement ring on. And it's from his Instagram, and the caption says, she said yes. And I'm like, oh, my God. And I just think of the tarot card lady, and I start crying at work, and I'm like...
But you had known that he was with a girl at the doctor.
She had no idea.
And this entire time, you guys, in my head, what people often do when they break up,
didn't tell you.
So this is what I was going to get to. So the whole time I thought he was like, you know, single and miserable, and like how you often wish that someone that broke your heart is, right? You hope that. And I hate that I feel that way or felt that way.
It's fine.
I know, but it sucks because I should be happy for other people. But irregardless, I know that's not a word. I start crying at work, and my friend that went to the game from my job comes downstairs, and she's like, we didn't want to tell you, but that girl was at the game with him, and the couple that you spoke to were her parents.
Can you believe
I mean,
this?
now in hindsight, I knew who those parents.
And
I knew the parents were.
My jaw just fucking dropped. I text Lauren. Lauren was on a plane, and Lauren follows him, and she's like, I already knew. I was going to call you.
Right when I landed, I opened my phone and I saw the picture before I even saw your text.
Wow.
To clarify, Naz always wanted Lauren to continue to follow him,
so I could let her know if something big happened, which case this would have been
I always told Lauren, like, I just want to know, like, if, you know, I just didn't know if he's like dating someone.
Why did she follow him and I never ended up following him?
Because Lauren met him more than you did, I think.
I remember it was a tactic. He wasn't texting you. And I said, do you want me to follow him to refresh his memory to text you?
Oh, that was like in the beginning. Yeah.
But I didn't tell Naz because they weren't dating very long. And I was like, I'm not going to ruin her day ever by telling her this when it's so inconsequential. I already knew that he had a girlfriend because when she saw him at the Dodger game, I went to his profile and looked. And then I started realizing.
You hadn't seen it before?
I haven't seen anything because the pictures were like, so far and few between. I didn't like look at his profile every day, and there was no Insta stories. I usually watch his Insta stories. There was no girls in the Insta story.
But you went back and
then I went
dating
back
in like
and
March,
then I started looking
right?
at tags, and it was March, and I was like, okay, March. Whatever, I'm not going to tell her. You know, it's not like a year relationship.
And
but
honestly,
then this happened.
Lauren, I appreciate that because I feel like I get really like sad about those things. So and I appreciated that my friends at the game didn't tell me either because.
Well, you didn't.
But
need
guys,
that
then I start thinking I'm crying at work, and I'm like, what the fuck is this universe trying to tell me right now? Like, out of every game, I hadn't been scheduled at a Dodger game in a month and a half. I had to be available for that game. My friends had to be available to come to the game. The tickets had to be assigned. They were in the same row, the next seat over, not the row in front of them. Out of the Dodger Stadium seats more than most MLB stadiums. It's like 50,000 seats. So why not even in the same section, not the row in front, the next seat over?
Wacky.
And
it's too much.
And the 5 minutes that I go up to say hi to my friends, they were getting food. So I didn't see them in person. So I'm like, that's like some spirit in the sky, God, whatever you believe in, like did not want me to see that, thankfully, because I don't know if I could have handled it in person.
Also, in the same point, I think you're going to get more closure from this whole situation, being that you were there with the dad, and that he saw you on the jumbotron.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. I'll wrap this story up real quick because it's not a fun one. So obviously, I'm crying with my friend at work. And it's that overall theme where I'm like, why wasn't it me? I wasn't good enough. Like, this sucks. Like, he's known this girl for a couple months. Mind you, this person that I loved was engaged twice before. Mm-hmm. So it's not, I ignored a lot of red flags, as most people do when you really, really like someone. So my friend, I want to watch her Instagram story because this is what we do as women. We're fucking psychopaths. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I want to watch, like, go on your Finsta and watch her Instagram story. She goes, their Instagram story, Ashley. Yeah. The night before he proposed, she went, he took her to Blair's and Chandelier Tree.
The place she took him.
No!
And as soon as I see Chandelier Tree, I drop the phone. And I think that whole week, like, was a lesson. And
do you think that he proposed there?
He did.
No.
Oh,
he did. I thought it was the next day. I mean, maybe. It didn't look like it.
Could have been the night before, and then she revealed the night.
It was the night before. Who knows? Isn't that fucking crazy? I took him there. He didn't even know about it if it wasn't for me.
How do you do that?
My head has been shaking this entire story. Just like, can't believe it.
But honestly, is it surprising? Because this is someone that we've never even spoken words ever since I said, I think I love you, and gave him 6 months of my life. And he basically lived in my house, and I met his parents. So then I'm all like, I'm not good enough, blah, 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 all those stupid things, when I know in my head, I know I am good enough and I'm badass and I'm a really cool person, but it doesn't feel that way in my heart, like in this moment. And I think it was really good that all this happened. I think it was a sense of closure. I think when you end things with someone, it's like you always think it's 95% done. And when you think they're not with someone, there's always that 5%. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm never going to get a call where he's going to say, I'm sorry. He's never going to say, Naz, you meant something to me. I'm never going to get that call. And I think I was finally able to really put it in the ground and bury it.
There was some,
good.
Literally.
But it was like, obviously cried a lot to get there.
All of the sequence of events happened for a reason. Like, you can't deny there isn't something putting those pieces together.
But that's isn't that insane how everything happened?
I'm stuck on the fact that he took her to those places. I could never imagine taking Jared somewhere that I had a meaningful, memorable moment.
Just a memorable moment, yeah.
And I think that brings me up to the date. I've been on multiple dates since then in the last couple weeks. I'll tell you guys about. But what really, really sucks is I've been on a lot of dates, I think like 4. And the one guy that I really like, that I really, really wanted to ask me back out, we went on this date. We watched the sunset on the Santa Monica Pier. Yeah, it was a second date.
6 months apart.
No, we went on a date last year. So I met this guy last year. I mean, I don't think the semantics matter because he's obviously not in my life, so I don't want to bore people with it. But we went on this second date, and I thought, I'm just getting back out there. I'm trying to move forward. Forget about this other person.
Didn't think you were going to like this guy.
I didn't think I was going to like him. I'm like, whatever. He kind of has, we went on a date last year. He didn't ask me back out, but here we are. And I go on this date, and it's so magical. Not one awkward moment. We talk about Billy Joel, and awkwardly, that means so much to me that someone enjoys. We had the same top favorite songs, and we went on the roller coaster, and he started He started a community for men, kind of how I started Heartbroken Anonymous.
That's so
and in my head, I'm like, and then we kiss each other at the end, and the whole date, I'm like, I can't wait to kiss him, and I'm attracted to him. And he has a full head of hair, which is so rare. And we kiss, and he's like, let's, definitely get back together after our trips. And then nada, guys.
Trips suck.
Nada.
Trips kill the momentum.
And you know what? I think I heard this quote from Larry David in this Woody Allen movie called Whatever Works. I know Woody Allen's controversial right now, but I love Larry David. Sexual harassment stuff. But Larry says to his ex-wife, he goes, on paper, we were ideal, but life's not on paper.
Yeah.
And I think I very often, like, out of all the dates I've been on, this is the one guy. Of course, I don't fucking like any of the other guys. And they're all asking me back out like the hour after our date. And I haven't heard from this other guy. And it's just like.
You did hear one little thing from him, right?
No.
Didn't he text you like we're still away and I will check it? No, I thought you said that.
So, but you texted him a couple of days ago, and
I kind of like texted him, and I was like, "Hey, like, you know, would love to get back together again. How are you?" And then he was like, "How are you?" Blah blah, blah, but wasn't really like, "Let's get back together." So in my head, I'm like, "The writing's on the wall. We're not going back out again." I know, and it really. And he said, "Let's get together again after," and he watches all my stories, and I'm so fucking over it. But I guess the point is that life, even I think oftentimes I go on dates or people go on dates and you're like, this is my person, like he checked all these boxes. He likes Billy Joel. He has a full head of hair. Yeah. But life's not on paper.
No,
it's just
I know that. I know. But that's how a lot of people, and especially the whole paper thing, the paper thing works well for a while if the guy is perfect on paper and you enjoy your first couple of dates. You're like, oh my God, this could be it. But then you realize the paper isn't very important in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys know that Lauren is pretty picky about what she eats when I make it. Like, she doesn't like everything that I make, which is really sad. But what she really does like when I make is Green Chef. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company, and the meal plans include paleo, vegan, vegetarian, keto, gluten-free, omnivore, and
basically
carnivore.
A lot of diets that you're on, you can just stick with Green Chef and you can fulfill all of your dietary needs.
Right. It's really easy to also stick to a diet. So if Lauren and I want to make sure that we're all like meatless during dinner, then we can of course just have the omnivore vegetarian.
Or if we drive by Burger King, I'm like, well, let's get a Whopper. It's like, no, we have good stuff for us at home.
That's true. Recipes are quick and easy with step-by-step instructions, chef tips, and photos to guide you along the process. Green Chef sends a wide variety of organic ingredients and imaginative new recipes each week.
With Green Chef, it's easy to maintain a specialty diet and enjoy exciting new options so you're not eating the same thing every night.
So it avoids going to the grocery store, and condiments are Lauren and my favorite thing to eat. Like, we eat food for condiments, and they have recipes that include pre-made sauces, dressings, and spices, so you get more flavor in less time. Our favorite so far has been the cumin spice steak, because anything that has cumin or like a little bit of like an Indian flair always piques my taste buds. And it's also got cheesy potatoes, and let's be real, who's ever not liked something that is cheesy potatoes?
So if you want $50, everyone, $50 off your first box of Green Chef, go to greenchef.us/get-it. That's $50 off your first box of Green Chef, and go to greenchef.us/get-it. $50, guys. Come on, let's try it.
Now the fun shit, the fucking terrible dates I've been on in the past couple dates.
Do you want to preface with that I was swiping on Naz's Tinder?
Oh yeah, so Lauren, you're the reason why I met up with this first guy. She was swiping on my Tinder. We were watching To All the Boys I've Loved Before at my house, and she matches with this guy, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to go on a date with this guy. Like, I don't know, he just wasn't like really my type, but I like went because that's what you do.
It's really,
and guys, on the first date, like, he surprised me actually. Great conversation, but he was like, I'm an atheist, and like talks about like atheism and like whatever. I don't care if people are atheists. I don't care if people are atheists. I have so many friends that are atheists, so I do not care. But like, don't lead with that on date one. Like, read a dating
Never
book.
Talk about religion on night one. And then the thing about, and I will say this about atheists, why they seem very entitled in their thoughts. Like, they want to like prove to you like God
people
doesn't
that
exist.
believe in religion's dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, just let everyone believe what
or
they
just
want.
for the most part, or what from my personal encounters with atheists. That's
Yeah.
like, how
Yeah,
they've come
I don't
across.
care if you are. I love them. I'm just saying, like, in my head, immediately, in and out, in the first 15 minutes of the day, I'm like, okay, well, you're not the father of my children.
Yeah.
Cool, because I'm going to put up a Christmas tree. But, okay, here I am. Let me enjoy the rest of this free dinner that I can't even really eat, because you can't really fucking eat eat on a first date because you have to be a lady.
No, you can
It's
really
so
eat, but
annoying.
we go back to the initial conversation of this podcast. You can't really enjoy your food. So
You cannot enjoy it.
And might as well get the salad, not because you want to be ladylike with the salad, but you get the salad because you're not really going to taste your food anyway.
Eat minimal on the date and order a pizza when you get home.
Totally true.
So the highlight of this man is...
Yes,
so
very
cute.
cute.
So the highlight of this man is that basically he asked me back out right away and he's like, let's get dinner. And I'm like, I think we can come up with something more fun than dinner because like I'm fucking over these like LinkedIn interview like dinner dates. And so he texts me, he takes me out on a second date and he's like, we're going to go-kart racing. And I look up the closest go-kart place and it's an hour away, Ashley.
Yeah.
An hour.
You drive an hour with
And
him.
I'm like, oh my God, I have to be in the car with this guy I don't even really like for an hour. He was really nice. And you know what? My life, he'll probably listen to this. So, hey, you were really nice, just not my person. So we stop at a Kentucky Hut, a KFC, Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and he gets Kentucky Fried Chicken and Taco Bell.
nice.
I just get Taco
Great
Bell.
sign.
I like him.
So then we go-kart racing and I'm like, it's actually so fun because I'm like on my own, you know, like you're like in your own car and I'm just like fucking killing it. And it's like really fun. We finish our laps and he takes his helmet off, guys. And he's sweating. It looks like he jumped in a pool and he like runs to the bathroom and he's like, I think I got food poisoning from the KFC. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like I'm an hour away from home. So we had to sit in his car while he like sipped water and the air conditioning was on and it's like 11:30 and I'm like, I have to be back home. Like I'm fucking an hour away. But I did feel really bad for him. He didn't throw up. So he's like, I'm like, do you want me to drive? He's like, no. He's like, I'll drive. It's fine.
Did you
He goes to drive. He goes to, you know, when you get on a highway and you go on that loop to get on a highway, he crashes into gravel. And I'm like, can I drive? And he's like, sorry. Like my depth of perception's up. I had to drive this guy's car home. And the only silver fucking lining was that I was like, well, he's not going to kiss me because he's about to fucking hurl.
God, no.
He drops me off. No, and he didn't. We didn't kiss. So thankfully. So that was date number one.
That is the most
guy number one.
embarrassing
Oh my
thing
God.
I've ever
I mean, you can't
heard.
poo-poo him for this. It's
No.
a very unfortunate set of events.
But on the way there, he got lost and he was like, I know I'm a little weird. He's like, I do feel like I'm a psychopath sometimes. And and we were lost. And guys, I put it in my ways because I'm like, this is how I'm going to go. Like maybe we're not even going to a go-kart place.
I know.
This is what it's like being single. This is terrifying.
That is scary.
It was scary. But then he was like, no, I don't mean like a real psychopath. And then guess what, guys? I did the NAS test. I played Billy Joel. He's like, I've never heard any of this music. I'm like, are you? So no. Oh, this is the
maybe
kicker.
He is a psychopath.
No, this is the kicker. He goes, do you want to play some music? I'm like, no, I like listening, like discovering new music. Like you play something.
Yeah.
Do you know what he puts on?
Oh, no.
Marilyn Manson.
Really?
So I think he's satanic. Anyways, so that was guy number one.
Wait, Naz, he'd never heard a Billy Joel song?
He like heard, but like, he doesn't know any
He doesn't
of
know
them.
the words to Billy Joel's greatest hits?
It's very bizarre.
How old was he?
Not old. Next guy is older, is French Italian, so accents. You don't like accents, Ashley. And you know what I realized going out with a foreigner is that you kind of have to talk different to make them understand something
likes
different.
the way that she talks to them different.
So, but what I realized is that you're not even really being yourself then. And then I think I realized I don't like not being myself around someone.
Yeah, that's.
But
valid.
he was amazing. Like he has 2 kids.
Wait, tell me how you met him.
Tinder.
Oh, okay.
All these are Tinder.
Okay.
So he has 2 kids.
Why
so
Tinder and not the league like you were using?
I wasn't like really meeting great people on the league.
Guys just go on Tinder because it's easy and that's what they know. They're not going to like search for a
I feel
better
like
way
guys
to meet
on
people.
Tinder will ask you out. I'm not doing Bumble because I'm over reaching out first. I don't have time for that shit. I didn't think the
Tinder
guys on
has
Hinge
the
were
most
that cute.
like pool of guys.
But Tinder are the weirdos. I feel like you get murdered on Tinder over Hinge, maybe.
But your odds are better of meeting someone.
That is true. This is a numbers game. So I go on a date with this guy with kids. And again, guys, in my head, I don't care if people have kids. They're like, I don't know. I'm like, well, he's cute. He's asked me out. Let me try this out. I don't think this is my person either. But really nice date. Our second date, we went to Malibu. But all he was talking about,
Did you drive in the car with him to Malibu?
Yeah.
That
was our second date. Our first date was at, I shouldn't say anything specific, because then he'll know it's him.
He already knows it's
He
him
already
by
knows it's
French
him.
Italian.
So whatever. We went to Chiconi's on our first date.
Okay.
So anyways, this person had a lot of money at a very young age, and now he's older, and all he does...
Are we talking 40s?
No, like late 30s.
Okay.
All he did, guys, was like talk about money the whole time.
God.
And how like he's going to make it again one day. And I literally told him at the end of the date, like, you talk about money so much. And like... I think when you're with someone that's older and he's like a dad, he needs someone to fit in his life, and I just didn't see him fitting in mine.
There you go.
So I told him like,
but like religion, don't talk about money on the first date. Don't talk about money until like you're
people are guys are so
dating.
bad at dates. Like, just be funny and be. Oh, this is what I realized. You know the guy Venn diagram? You can't find 3. I don't know how you found
Funny.
all 3.
I told you. That's why I feel like
Good-looking,
something's
and
going to
what's
happen.
Funny, hot, and smart. And to me, I just want someone funny and
There's
smart.
the apartment job and
no.
person.
Funny, hot, and smart. You can only find 2 out of the
Funny, hot,
3.
and smart.
I
Oh,
want a
yeah.
funny,
Come on.
smart guy, but a lot of the guys I date are hot and smart or
Hot and funny.
exactly. No,
Not
not
cute,
hot and funny.
funny
Yeah,
and smart.
big is hot and funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy I loved was funny and smart. But these guys, like, they're not funny and they're not fun. And I need to be with someone that makes me laugh. Oh, and guess what, Ashley? He was a vegan.
No way.
And I
How are you
brought
gonna
up
eat with him.
I brought up McDonald's fries and he was like not having it. And I was like, oh, this is not gonna work. Anyways.
Wait, so he was like, I'm going to make money again?
He was just like saying like he was like a multimillionaire and he like kept talking about like how he's gonna get back up there one day. And like that
really
was
awkward.
That's weird.
and it's nice for someone to be ambitious and stuff. I just can't. That's just not. I
No
can't talk about
numbers.
that all the time.
No,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, this is what
you
you're
just
saying.
reminded me of my I don't get it that I was going to share.
what?
So the first guy, go-kart food poisoning man. This is my.
Was he hot?
They're all cute. Like
Okay.
I'm not going to go on a date with someone that's
Right.
like but they weren't.
the love of your life.
They
also.
weren't my person, but this is the biggest fucking I don't get it, guys. This guy would send me voice texts.
Oh no,
That's a sign of an old man.
What the fuck is
go-kart
the
guy?
point of a voice text? Text me or pick up the phone and call. What are these fragmented shits that I can't even put on speaker that I
That
have
is
to put up to my ear? It is so creepy.
I know
actually.
a couple girls who do that,
It's
and I'm
weird.
like, I don't understand.
I don't know.
I think you have communication issues if you use voice text.
But no, I think
you need
that you
to
have good
pick up the phone and call.
communication, maybe, because you're like foregoing the text.
But why wouldn't you just call someone, Lauren, and have a normal conversation then? I understand being in a meeting, driving. Yes, obviously I understand those things. I'm talking about like having a combo.
I don't know. I received a 2-minute and 30-second voice memo from my old first love like last week.
Her
It-
original big,
It
and it's like
was
so. It's
fucking
it's
weird.
Wait, why didn't I know
No,
about this?
I'll just
It's
play
so
it for
wacky
you.
that we can't even talk about it on the podcast because it makes
Well,
us feel
it's
sad.
in Lauren's life, so it's wacky as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
standard.
God. He was
That's,
like,
well, that's different if you like don't want a response from someone and you're just like, I want to get these feelings out and I want them to hear my voice, right? But like to have a back and forth, like I'm texting and
Yeah,
you're
no,
voicing,
no.
that is so
like,
it has to be
you're
the same
fooling
form of
yourself if you
communication.
think I'm voice memoing you back.
I don't get
Yeah.
it. Don't
That
get
makes me
it.
feel awkward just recording it. Mm-hmm. It's like when I talk to my phone, I don't feel natural. Anyway, okay, so
Third
talk about
date.
the last date.
The last day, I wish I could tell you who this person's ex was. I'll tell you after the podcast, but I can't
Famous
say
or
on.
somebody we know.
Not someone famous, but not someone not known. But basically, I matched with this person. I had no idea who they were. They were really cute. We meet at this restaurant, and as I'm waiting for him to show up, because I showed up first, I I do the Instagram dive. I'm like looking at the tags and shit. And he has 2 Instagrams. He gave me his food Instagram, but I found his real Instagram.
He has a food Instagram.
He has a food Instagram.
I like him.
I found his
It's
real,
Jonathan, Kim's best friend.
I found his real Instagram, Food of God. You're
Yeah.
so weird. It's not him. And then found out that he posted a picture of the girl that he was dating or is dating like a week before. And it looked like really lovey. And she commented back. And then all of a sudden, right before he walks in, I'm like, this guy has a fucking girlfriend. And so the whole date,
You know
he's like,
her? Have you met her?
I've kind of met her. It was weird because she's somewhat of an idol to me. It was very fucking
Like
weird.
a fashion, like an influencer?
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
So then, anyways, she basically, this whole day, I'm like, oh my God, I think he's still in a relationship. And he like walks me home and then he texts me and he's like, sorry if I was weird on the date because he was kind of weird. And I didn't respond. And then an hour later, he's like, oh, I didn't think I was that bad. And then I was like, are you in a relationship? And then he called me and basically was like, we're still on and off, but like, I'm not in a relationship and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bye, do not have time for this, like, American Airlines baggage.
That's why he was being weird, because he didn't know how
Yeah.
all in to go.
Yeah, he also was
Maybe.
probably like on the date with you and may have been like, oh, I miss her.
Well,
I don't
that's
know
weird.
what it was, but it was weird. Anyways,
But
I'm done.
not really, because then he texted her after twice.
Yeah, just to confirm that he wasn't a weirdo.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't care. The girl or not, I wasn't going to go on a second date with this guy
Okay,
anyway.
that's what my next
So yeah, I'm
question
3
was.
for 3, and the one guy I really like won't fucking text me.
I really like this guy for you.
I know,
Not
but
anymore, I don't.
That story
know. He's
reminded
being
me
weird.
of the hairdresser, remember?
Yes,
Because
the one
it
that
was-
ghosted you that we
it
tried
was-
to call with
yeah.
Becca, who's now pregnant.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy and amazing. She's such a
She looks
stunning
so
mom.
cute pregnant.
She's very
so
cute
fucking-
pregnant.
She's like Juno, but prettier.
But she's like 24, so of course she's going to be cute pregnant.
I want to be cute pregnant, and like my ship has almost sailed as a 28-year-old to look cute and
Lauren,
pregnant.
can you not? That's so depressing. I could actually see you getting pregnant this year.
Oh, God.
Oh, we're
don't
gonna
say
try.
that.
What if they did on the fucking cruise because they didn't have condoms?
I got my period like the day after, so we did it.
We should just end the podcast
Oh
here.
my
That was so
God,
full
you
circle.
guys.
We couldn't even have scripted that.
Okay, then. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you.
Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.